This is gonna be a really, really interesting video if this is the first video people see from me.
Hi, says the girl with the right eyes that pairs pretty well when she hits you with the soft smile.
Hi friends, it's Rory, and today's video is a little bit of an interesting one, and it requires a little bit of explanation. So if you haven't watched my stay-at-home book tag, I mentioned how over quarantine I have gotten back into cosplay. It's something that I used to do in high school. I never really had friends who would do it with me, and I wasn't very good because I was, 15, didn't know what I was doing. But over quarantine, my niece, who is a fantastic cosplayer, recently got me back into cosplay. I'm just gonna go over the cosplays that I currently have. I do a Sable from Animal Crossing back when I had the long hair, and I also did a Splicer from Bioshock, or not Infinite, from regular Bioshock. I also did Anxiety from Sandersides. Now that I have the short green hair, I also do a female version of Cosmo from Cosmo and Wanda, from Fairly Odd Parents, and now we add this one. So if you haven't heard of the show The Owl House, it's a really, really good show. It's on Disney. It's about a human girl, like she wants to be in a fantasy world, and her mom is sending her to a camp that is about how to become serious. Like, you talk about like mortgages and taxes and stuff, and it's just not something that she's interested in. But on the day that she's about to go, she ends up teleported into another universe where she meets a woman named Ida, who is referred to as the Owl Lady. Ida decides to help her become a witch, and there are other characters who are also witches, and one of them is the character I'm cosplaying as, which is a girl named Willow. She is a witch who is originally in what they call the Abomination Tract, which is kind of like they can create beings out of like sludge, but she's not very good in that track. And the reason why is because she's better at the plant track, which is the green sleeves. She's amazing with plant magic, and she becomes the main character Luz's best friend. And yeah, she's also, all of the witches in this universe have pointy ears like elves, so I have these cool elf ears, and it is boiling, so I am so sorry. Also, ring lights. People who actually have glasses and use ring lights, can you like explain how to like do this? Because the only way I can think of is to like lean in like this, and that's not a look. So we're just gonna suffer through the ring light. I thought that it would be a fun idea to talk about book characters that I personally would love to cosplay as while I was in cosplay, and that's what this video is. It's literally the longest explanation for the title of the video, which you can see if you clicked on here. Let's go. So let's go ahead with my longest wanted book cosplay. Like, I wanted to do this back when I was in high school, and I just never did, and that is Clarice from the Percy Jackson series. I love Clarice. I understand why people don't like her, but I adore her, and I love her even more in the musical. She's got this kick-ass song, and she's amazing, and I really, really want to do a cosplay of her with her spear and everything. I think it would be super duper fun, and it's honestly not that hard. Really, all I would need is a Camp Half-Blood shirt and to make the spear, and then just like get like bandage to like wrap my wrists up and stuff so that it looks like I'm a fighter, and then that's it. That's literally it. So that's definitely coming. I just need to figure out where I'm gonna purchase the Camp Half-Blood t-shirt, and yeah, easy first one, let's go. Next, so I really, really want to cosplay as Leah, specifically from the Simonverse. Specifically, I want to cosplay her in her prom dress, I think Leah on the Offbeat is an okay book. I do have some like issues with the book, particularly with Leah. She's definitely nowhere near one of my favorite characters, and I have some major flaws with her, but there were parts in Leah on the Offbeat, and actually in most of Becky's books, where I personally, as someone who is plus size, felt very, very connected to her. There's a part in Leah on the Offbeat where she goes into a fitting room with something and it doesn't fit, and it talks about how, like, I'm about to start tearing up immediately just even talking about this, but it talks about like how she has to go through the emotions of the embarrassment of not being able to fit into something in the dressing room that she went into, and we're not going to cry about this again. It's just, it's something that I personally have dealt with, and it's really embarrassing every single time. But she ends up finding this gorgeous, like, just the explanation of it is like, it's this yellow flower prom dress, and just the idea of it is so beautiful. And I've seen fan art. I'm gonna put some fan art on the screen of what it could look like, and I really want to cosplay as prom Leah. So it doesn't even matter the fact that I don't like her that much. I just really, really want to cosplay that part. I'm not sure if I will do it. If I am, it would be a while away, but because I'd want to make like a really, really nice dress, and the stuff that would require that, I'd want, you know, to be good quality. So it's not something that could happen now, but I really do think that I'm going to end up doing it eventually, maybe. Okay, up next. I really want to do Elizabeth from Pride and Prejudice. Here's the reason why. I just really want a Regency dress. But also, like, Elizabeth as a character is like, I personally affected, like, she's one of my favorite literary characters of all time. Pride and Prejudice has been one of my favorite books since I was like 15 years old. And I just would really, really enjoy kind of like getting to dress up as one of your heroes. Like, yeah. Here's the reason I probably won't. I feel like I would be very self-conscious in that. Like, I may just make a Regency dress, but probably won't do Elizabeth cosplay, just because I would personally feel like kind of like an imposter syndrome. I don't know. It's weird. I like go back and forth on if I actually want to do this or not, but if the gods were in my favor, like the cards were in my favor, I would want to do an Elizabeth cosplay. Up next, we're gonna talk about my literal favorite. Whenever I do notes. Like, these are my notes from the stay-at-home tag. This is my notes from my big book where I talk about all the queer books that I've ever read. When I was writing the notes for these characters, I was looking at books and I was thinking about if I would want to cosplay a character. And this book came up. And then I went on TikTok and I wanted to see if anyone had done a cosplay. And I found this person and their cosplay, and it made me want to cosplay both of the characters. This is How You Lose the Time War. One of my favorite books that I've read this year, possibly my favorite book that I've read this year. I want to cosplay as both blue and red. And I discovered while I was writing this up that I have things that could make both cosplays. Like, I could use this wig for blue, and I have a red wig that I could use for red. And just, we don't know what they look like because they don't really describe themselves. And so those are coming up very, very soon. And I'm really, really excited about both of them. Because here's the thing, they're not really described, but the way that the story works is that they both kind of like integrate in society in order to kind of like sway the war towards their side. And so they have to kind of like look human-esque, but they both have different like sides. Like Red is from a more like mechanical place, and Blue is more of like a plant-based place. And so you could do cool makeup with both of those, like make yourself look kind of like more robotic with like kind of like the squib from Be More Chill, and then you could like make plant like makeup for Blue. And I'm just really excited about both because you can really do anything. We don't know what they look like, they don't explain, except for Red mentions a couple times that Blue has black hair. I'm not explaining how excited I actually am about both of these because I'm like legitimately excited. Like I may put a Blue outfit together after I do a whole bunch of Willow filming and just cosplay a whole bunch of stuff for Blue, or I may do that tomorrow, I don't know. But I'm really excited about those. So those will be coming soon, and I will be putting pictures of them on my Instagram and my Twitter. And yeah, you love to see it. You love to see it. This is the only one that all of the other ones on here is like, maybe I'll do it, here's why I wanted to do it, here's a reason why I could do it, or I may not. This one is like, I want to do it, but I will never ever do it. And that's Toru Honda from Fruits Basket. So Fruits Basket is a manga, but it's also an anime. I've been a big fan of it since I was in high school, as you know from my Fruits Basket video. I would never do this. Toru is a character that I highly identify with, like I kin her. By the way, if you are from Tumblr and you heard the word kin and just like almost died, not kin like Tumblr, kin as in I highly relate, and part of my personality kind of like comes from characteristics that she has. Like literally my personality is a large portion because I read Fruits Basket when I was younger and I wanted to emulate Toru Honda, but I don't look like her. And so cosplay is a type of thing where it's like, it doesn't really matter what you look like. If you love to dress up as the character, you can do whatever you want. You can dress up as whoever you want. And I'm trying to ignore the fact that a whole bunch of these characters I don't look like, and I'm going towards and trying to work my way through my own issues. This is a situation where I would be uncomfortable the entire time though. Like, I don't look like Toru Honda, and it's not a situation where I could ignore the emotions that would come from it. But it's fine because my niece actually cosplays as Toru, and so I will just live vicariously through her. But if it were a perfect world and I could work my way through the emotions and the anxiety that I would feel if I even attempted to do this cosplay, I would adore to cosplay as Toru Honda. I absolutely love that character. She's so amazing. Anyways, we're gonna go on because that got really sad, and this is not a sad video. This is an exciting video. We're gonna continue on. Up next, we're gonna have another write-in verse. I would fucking love to cosplay as Alex Fierro from the Magnus Chase series. Alex is my favorite character of the Magnus Chase series. Very closely tied with Magnus. I adore my beautiful sunshine boy, but I started to read Magnus Chase because I knew that Alex Fierro was a character, and I continued to love her until the very end. I desperately want to cosplay as her, and honestly, I could probably do it right now because my hair is green and she has green hair. All I'd need to do is find like a sweater vest. I could do it. I could do it. I could do it. Also, I really love Alex so much. There are a couple of Alex cosplayers on TikTok that I follow, and every single time I see one of them, I'm just like, you go. You beautiful child of Loki, you go. Yeah, so Also, the fun thing about cosplaying as Alex is that I would get to act like a badass. I tend to cosplay as characters that are more on the sweet side, and they're more like super duper, you know, nice and shy and kind of like me, because that's the characters that I like tend to gravitate towards, because, you know, that's my personality. But Alex is just a badass, like fucking I will cut your head off and I will feed it to you badass, and that would be very, very fun to play. Let's talk about my beautiful middle-aged father at the age of 17 character. I want to cosplay as Gansey from the Raven Cycle so fucking bad. It's because I want to be Gansey. Like, I want to be Gansey. Gansey is love of my life. I adore him. He's my favorite character in the Raven Cycle, which is so funny because my roommate fucking hates him. I mean, like, she doesn't hate him, but she like rags on him because she knows that it gets to me. I'm actually rereading Raven Cycle right now, I listen to the audiobook while I work, because I don't need to like necessarily pay attention because I know what's going on. Falling in love with Gansey all over again, and I just adore him, but also I get to dress up like a middle-aged father. Like, ugly chinos, like boat shoes, salmon colored like polo shirts, all of these like stupid, the way that Blue specifically describes Gansey's style is fucking hilarious to me. I laugh out loud every single time she describes what he's wearing, because she always sounds like so fucking done with him. Kind of it's high-key like every single time that Haruhi from or on High School Host Club talks about the other hosts, and she's like, fucking rich people. That's the way that I feel Blue is, and it's fucking hilarious. But also I really, really, really love Gansey, and I think it would be so fun to cosplay as him. I don't know, I just really, really want to cosplay as Gansey. Once again, because I really, really want to be Gansey, because he's so fucking cool and I love him. And the last character that I'm going to talk about is Frances from The Prince and the Dressmaker, which is this one. I love her. If you haven't read this graphic novel, first of all, it's beautiful. Like, physically, it is a beautiful graphic novel. It's also a great story. It's about a prince who hires Frances, who's a seamstress, because she makes kind of like cutting edge fashion, and he has a secret that he likes to dress as a woman, and so he hires her to secretly make dresses for this character that he has created, and the dresses are fantastic. One second, let me find one. Here. Like, she makes these dresses that are just absolutely beautiful, and I love her specifically as a character. First of all, her outfit's really, really cute. She's just such an adorable character herself. Like, I love her. She's my favorite. But also I sewed this for my cosplay, and I also sew other things. And so I identified with her seamstressingness, but she's so fun. She's so cute. I want to cosplay as her. That's it. And those are the characters that I would love to cosplay as told by me while cosplaying. I really, really like cosplaying, and I'm so glad that, you know, as sucky as it is that quarantine has kind of like created this like bad mental state for me, it's also brought something that I really, really used to enjoy back into my life, and I enjoy it so much more now that I kind of like know what I'm doing, and I have passion for the characters that I'm cosplaying as, and I'm having a lot of fun, and so I'm glad that that has allowed me to kind of go in with this creativity. Other than that, as always, I hope that you guys had a great time with me today. There's a link down below to where you can register to vote. Please make sure that your voice is being heard. There's also resources to different movements that are going on, ways that you can help. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.
They don't wanna talk, they don't wanna feel the voice in my head saying I don't think I'm. They don't wanna talk, they don't wanna feel the voice in my head saying I don't think I'm real, 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 I don't think I'm. I don't know where my head's been at.